welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Day. Before I go into this week's Currently Inked, I would just like to mention something. I'd like to thank everybody for their well wishes. I did come down with COVID. I caught COVID, unfortunately, towards the end of May this year, and I managed to eventually test negative about on day 13. So I had COVID for several weeks. I have actually found that the symptoms have continued. So for the last 4 weeks, I have been still experiencing most of the symptoms. I did catch the Omicron XE, which is similar in terms of severity or symptoms to the beta or alpha, beta, and delta, but it does spread more quickly than Omicron. So from that perspective, I have been suffering a lot from most of the symptoms that people would have had when they had the alpha or beta or delta versions of COVID. I am on the mend though. I am starting to feel better day by day, but still some of the symptoms still persist, especially the COVID fatigue as well. So I do have to be careful with the fatigue. So I just wanted to thank all of you for the well wishes there. I am back recording in studio, so this is my first video. So I think on to the Currently Inked video now. So let's go through these pens briefly and then go through them in a little bit more detail, and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico, and this is in the red marble. We have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli. We have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the black marble. We have a Visconti Medici in the golden black. We have a Visconti Demostones in the blue sapphire. We have a Danitrio Chinkin Kage Momata, and this is on Takumi. We have another Danitrio, and this is the Maki-e Ancient Dragon with Flowers by Kogaku on Hyotan. We have a Ryan Crusac Legends 16 Dragon Slayer. We have a London Pen Company Christopher 14. This is a twisted or faceted cap, and this is in the Conway Stewart Honey Noire. And we have an Enoto Magna Carta here as well. So I think let's take a look at these pens in a little bit more detail. So this is the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico. This is in the red marble. I do like this pen a lot. I did have to send it off for repair in July 2021. It's a beautiful pen, and I didn't drop the pen. I didn't drop or bend the nib or anything like that. The cap is made of solid silver, and then the body is marble. The power vac knob is solid silver, and then the section is solid silver. What I have started to find, and I've only had this on this one Magnifico at the moment, but these metal hook safe locks here can be a little sharp to a point there, and over time that can actually channel out or bore out the plastic liner of the cap. So I kind of am expecting the same to go with these two at some point, but I do hope not. Now, the nib on here is a 23 cat palladium medium nib with an ABS plastic feed. The pen itself is a power vac. It holds around 1.5 milliliters of ink. It's a single reservoir, not a double reservoir. The next one here is again another Visconti Medici Il Magnifico. This is in the Lapis Lazuli. So again, it's got a vermeil here. So this is a silver cap with a gold vermeil with a lovely Lapis Lazuli marble there. Again, the cap, the power vac knob, and the section here are all solid silver. And then you have a medium 18 karat gold So this is a new style 18 karat gold nib from Visconti, and this writes very, very nicely. Again, it's a single reservoir power vac filler, but I do like it. I like it a lot. The third pen again is another Visconti Medici Il Magnifico. This is in the black marble, and I always want to say that this is made of brass. It's not. It's made of bronze. So it has a lovely bronze aged looked cap there. It has a black marble, and also it has this again another bronze filling knob there. Now the section again is bronze, and you do see a bit of tarnishing going on there, which I probably will try and clean up at some point. And it does have a medium 18 karat gold nib there as well. Again, it's a single reservoir power vac filler, but it's one that I do like writing with. It's got the new 18 karat gold Visconti nib there. The next pen here is the Visconti Medici, not to be confused with the Medici Il Magnificos. So this is a acro silk resin pen, and I picked this up in 2022. I think it was in April. It's a really nice pen, and I do like this lovely gold acro silk that you can see there. It really does look beautiful. It is a power vac filler. Again, it's a single reservoir. It does have the newer 18 karat gold nib from Visconti, in-house nib. It's a medium nib, hook safe lock mechanism as well. But again, it's another pen that I do like a lot, and I do like writing with. At the same time, I picked up this pen from the same seller, and this is the Visconti Homo Sapiens Demostones, and this is in the blue. I think it's called the Sapphire. The difference here with the Demostones is that they have the Visconti logo on the power vac knob, but then the gemstone here on the cap finial. Again, this is a beautiful pen. I really do like the Homo Sapiens. I do like the way that they fit in the size of my hand. I do like that they're demonstrators as well. I do have the original red Caput Mundi, and I do have the original green Jade. I'm not probably going to get the newer red and green Demostone versions because I think they look identical. Again, this is a hook safe lock mechanism. This does have the 14 karat gold nib there from Visconti. Now, that's a new design, and I'm typically not a fan of that design. It just reminds me of a cross. It is a 14 karat gold. It's a medium nib with an ABS plastic feed. I do like how it writes though. I'm just not really a fan of that imprint of the nib. It is a double reservoir power vac filler. So this, instead of the single reservoirs, which hold around 1.5 litres of ink, this holds around 2.5 millilitres of ink. So that holds quite a bit more, and really is, again, a nice writing pen. So I have that one inked up with me this week as well. The next pen here I have is a Danitrio Chinkin Kage Momata on Takumi. Now this is a beautiful pen. I picked this up at the London Pen Show in March 2022 from John Twiss at Tweeko. This is a beautiful pen. I think originally when I saw this, I only saw the writing here. But these flowers really, or these leaves really sold it to me. This is a beautiful work of art. And then you have the flower down here. You've got a couple of flowers. And then you also have the signature of the artist there as well. Now, these are made on ebonite. They are Urushi. It's a cartridge converter pen. It's a Danitrio, so it has a Danitrio number 6 size fireball nib. And that is a fine nib. I did wonder if I would like that or not, but I do like writing with it. It's a very flexy nib. So for me, this is a beautiful, beautiful pen, not only to look at, but to write with as well, because I do like a little bit of flex. The next pen here is again another Danitrio, and this is the Maki-e Ancient Dragon with Flowers by Kogaku on Hyotan. Hyotan is the model or shape of the pen. Now, it is an ancient dragon, so you can see that dragon there. You see the wind. Now, all of this is embossed, so you can feel it to the touch. So you can see the wind there, which is a nice sort of silvery colour. You have a flower down here on the body. You also have a shield there as well. And then you've got some lovely green there. And then the signature as well. Now, again, this is a Urushi pen. It is Urushi lacquered on ebonite, and this is a Akatamanuri colour, and it has a lot of threads, but again, it has that number 6 size Danitrio Fireball nib. This is a medium with the feed there. Now, it's a cartridge converter pen, but I do like the size of this pen and shape of the pen in my hand. This really is a lovely, lovely shape. So, but you do find that there are a lot of threads on that pen. I'm not entirely sure why there's that amount of threads, but it does have a lot of threads, so that's just something I have to live with. Typically, I think 1 or 2 turns normally is enough. That has a lot more than that. The next pen here, which I picked up in February this year, this is the Ryan Crusac Legend 16, and this is a beautiful scrimshaw pen. So this is a Legend 16 Dragon Slayer. So you can see the dragon there. You can see the moon as well. And then you can see the dragon breathing fire at the Dragon Slayer. Now, the body here is made out of antler. The cap is made out of wood, and you've got dragon scales there. And if I unscrew the cap, you'll see there it's a standard Yovo number 6 size nib. It's a medium nib, but it does have the RK for Ryan Cusack there on the nib. It's a cartridge converter pen. Does again also have quite a lot of threads there. It doesn't bother me as much as maybe the Danitrio does, but there are more threads than I would expect. The next pen here is a pen made by Sean at the London Pen Company, and this is a Christopher 14, and it's got the faceted cap, so you can probably see that there. If I angle the light, you can see that actually, when I rotate it, the light comes off of those facets. Now, this is in a Conway Stewart Honey Noire material. This really is a beautiful material, and I'm really glad that Sean allowed me to add this pen to my collection. It does have a black nib, a ruthenium nib there, and it's a Bock nib. It's a number 6 size nib, and I believe that that's a broad nib. It's a cartridge converter pen as well, and it is a pen that I am liking a lot, and I am loving writing with that. And then the last pen here I have inked up this week is my Enoto Magna Carta, and you can see that there from the coin finial there on the cap. The Magna Carta is an impressive pen. It's made of solid silver, and it has the parts of the Magna Carta inscribed into the cap and also into the body as well there. So if I try to get that in focus a little bit more, there you go, you can see that there. It really is quite impressive. Now, this is a solid silver pen, so it does weigh a lot, a little bit more, I would say, than the Visconti Magnificos. It has a shiny silver section there, and it has a number 7 size Enoto fine nib, but I do love this pen a lot. It's a little bit thinner compared to the Il Magnificos, including the section as well. But I do still like this. I like the weight, the heft of this pen. So I think with that, let's go and do a writing sample. So the first pen here is the Visconti Il Magnifico in the red marble. So we'll do an ink swatch. And technically this is not a red ink, but it's an ink that I do ink up all the time in this pen. It's the Visconti and it's the Medici Il Magnifico, and it's in the red marble, and it is a medium 23 cat palladium nib, and then the ink in here is Pelican, Edelstein, and it's Star Ruby, which is an ink that I love inking that pen up with. The next pen is the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli. So we'll do an ink swatch. Now this is a bit of a wetter writing nib, even though the ink's a little bit drier. So this is the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico, and it's in the Lapis Lazuli. And again, it's a medium nib, but it's the newer 18 karat gold in-house nib from Visconti. And then the ink in here is Pilot Iroshizuku, and it's Aji Sei, which for me is a beautiful blue ink with a hint of lavender. The next pen is a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the black marble. So we'll do an ink swatch. Now, I don't normally ink this up with a black ink, so this is a grey ink, but it's an ink that I like a lot. So this is the Visconti, and it's the Medici Il Magnifico, and it is in the black marble, and that is starting to run out there. I'm just going to refill that. So this is a medium, and again it's an 18 cat gold nib, and then the ink in here is Diamine, and it's Earl Grey, which is a favourite grey ink of mine. I do like that grey ink a lot. The next pen is the Visconti Medici Golden Black. So we'll do an ink swatch. And this, although it's a golden black, I don't again do black inks that often. I think I have maybe 4 or 5 black inks. So I've got a brown ink in here for golden. So this is the Visconti Medici, and it's the golden black. And again, it's a medium. It's the newer 18 karat gold nib, in-house nib from Visconti. And then the ink in here is KWZ Nuki Brown, which is a London Pen Show exclusive. Not London actually. It's the Newcastle Pen Show exclusive in the UK for UK pen shows, but it's a beautiful colour ink. The next pen inked up is this one, and this is the Visconti Homo Sapiens Demostones. So we'll do again another ink swatch, and I got a lovely turquoise ink in here. which I could have put a darker blue ink in, but I decided I'd go for turquoise. It was a new turquoise ink that I've been wanting for a long time, that I also bought. So this is the Visconti, and it is the Homo Sapiens, and it's the Demostones. I think it's called the Blue Sapphire. And then the nib in here is a medium, and it is 18 cat. It's a new 18 cat gold nib from Visconti. And then the ink in here is Visconti turquoise, which is an ink that I've wanted for a few years now, and I just keep avoiding it for some reason. And I decided, I think I had a pen pal letter from Pen Pal, and it was a really lovely light blue colour. So I decided I would add that bottle to my collection. The next pen here is a Danitrio Chinkin Kage Momata on Takumi. Now, I did say that this has a bit of a flexible nib on this, and it's already running out. Let me just check. Yes, it is dry. So I'm going to have to re-ink that one. So I've now inked this back up again. And there you go, you can see. So there's a bit of a flex on that nib, which is quite nice. And it's also quite a wet writing nib as well. So this is the Danitrio, and it's the Chinkin, and it is a fine nib. I'm not going to spell out the whole of the name because it's a mouthful, and it's an 18 cat gold nib, and the ink in here is Pilot Orosh Izuku, and it's Inner Ho. But because this is a wet inking, and also just a re-ink of the pen, that might start to feather a bit there. The next pen is a Danitrio Maki-e Ancient Dragon with Flowers by Kogaku on Hyotan. So we'll do an ink swatch here as well. And I probably could have gone for a darker red ink, but this is an ink that I like a lot, and I have to say that I do like the ink. So this is the Danitrio, and it's the Ancient Dragon. Just going to abbreviate it to that. It has a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib, and the ink in here is Diamine Wild Strawberry, which is a really, really beautiful strawberry coloured ink that I like a lot. The next pen here is the Ryan Crusac Legend 16 Dragon Slayer. So again, we'll do an ink swatch. And you can see here's a lovely fiery orange colour ink. Now, this is the Ryan Crusac Legend 16 in the Dragon Slayer. And it's a medium, and it's a still nib, it's a Yovo nib. And then the ink in here is Noodlers, Apache, Sunset, which is probably the main Noodlers colour ink that I like a lot. I have, I think, I think I've had 5 or 6 of them before. I think I'm down to, actually no, I'm down to 5 at the moment. I think I probably had 7 or 8 of them. The next pen here is the London Pen Company, and this is the Faceted Christopher 14. So we'll do an ink swatch. So this is a London pen company, and it's the Faceted and it's the Honey Noire. And it is a broad, and it's a still, it's a Bock nib. And the ink in here is diamine ochre, which is a lovely brown coloured ink. And then the last pen is the Enoto Magna Carta. So again, we'll do an ink swatch. Now, this is a grey ink for a grey silver pen. So this is the Enoto Magna Carta with a fine, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. It's a number 7 size nib. And then the ink in here again is diamine Earl Grey, which is the same ink that I had in the Visconti Il Magnifico black marble. So I think let's take a look at these pens inked up one more time. We have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the red marble in a medium 23 karat palladium nib, inked up with Pelican Edelstein Star Ruby. We have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the Lapis Lazuli in a medium 18 karat gold nib, inked up with Pilot Iroshizuku Ajise. We have a Visconti Medici Il Magnifico in the black marble in a medium 18 karat gold nib, inked up with Diamine Earl Grey. We have a Visconti Medici, and this is the golden black, in the medium 18 karat gold nib, inked up with KWZ Nuki Brown. We have a Visconti Homo Sapiens Demostones Blue Sapphire in a medium 18 karat gold nib, inked up with Visconti Turquoise. We have a Danitrio Chinkin in a fine 18 karat gold nib, inked up with Pilot Iroshizuku Inoho. And you can see how different that ink is when it's dry. We have a Danitrio, and this is in the Ancient Dragon in a medium 18 karat gold nib, inked up with Diamine Wild Strawberry. We have a Ryan Crusac Legend 16 in a Dragon Slayer in a medium steel nib, inked up with Noodlers Apache Sunset. We have a London Pen Company Faceted Honey Noire. This is the Christopher 14 model, and it's in a broad steel nib, inked up with diamine ochre. And then we have an Enoto Magna Carta in a fine 18 karat gold nib, inked up with diamine Earl Grey. So there you have it. That's my currently ink pens for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.